Welcome, everyone, to episode 385 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
And I'm Will.
Today's topic is going to be Pokemon Go Revisited. I've been wanting to do this for a little while now. I don't think we've covered this game at all, other than maybe us mentioning it briefly during what we played. There's been a lot of changes since it first came out. It came out kind of bare bones, similar to games like No Man's Sky and more recently Fallout 76. But they've added a lot of features, very, very useful features, especially for someone who doesn't necessarily play all the time like I do. A lot of positive steps in the right direction. So we're going to be talking about that, and there's also a tie-in to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, which we're going to get into also. Those are games I think we're both hoping to get for Christmas, right?
100%. Even if I have to buy it for myself.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I've watched a lot of gameplay on it, and it looks amazing. So definitely one I'm gonna get at some point. It's just kind of a matter of when. So
When, yeah.
Will, do you have anything you want to tease for later on in the episode?
No, actually, I really don't have anything. Just my Smash excitement.
Yeah, I don't have much to talk about. We're moved into our new house, so I'll talk a little bit about that. I'm in the new studio currently, which is very, very bare bones and not set up. So there's that. So without further ado, let's get into Pokemon Go. I'll call my notes here. I should have done that ahead of time, but of course I didn't. Very disorganized.
That's all right.
Yeah. So the first thing you'll notice if you boot up the game is how many more Pokemon there are in the game now as compared to when it came out. Was it almost 2.5 years ago, maybe?
Yeah.
So there is it launched with the original 150-ish. I think some of the legendaries you couldn't necessarily get your hands on at the time, but it was the original Pokemon from the first Pokemon Blue and Pokemon Red from the Kanto region. They've since released Pokemon from the Johto region, the Hoenn region, and the Sinnoh region. I don't know if all the Sinnoh region Pokemon are in yet. Whenever they launch a new region, they kind of trickle them in instead of putting them all out at once.
I know you can now evolve Pokemon like Sneasel to Weavile. You can get Magnezone as well, and I think the Electabuzz and Magmar evolutions are all in there now, if I remember correctly. So I think most of the generation, besides the legendaries, are in. So Gen 1 through 4 is pretty much in.
Yeah, the Rhyhorn too goes. Was it King or Rhy? I don't know. I don't have that one.
It's Rhyperior, I think.
Oh, really? Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's Rhyperior is the name of it. It's a cool looking legendary, or not legendary, evolution.
Yeah, I think the Generation 4 Pokemon games is the first one I had no experience with, too. I played the first, second, and third gen on Game Boy. I don't think I ever played the fourth one, so it's a little out of my wheelhouse.
Fourth one's actually my favorite.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Which Pokemon games were those?
That's Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Nice. So, yeah, there's tons of Pokemon. If you haven't played it or haven't played it in a while, you'll fill up the Pokedex pretty quickly. So there's that. Friends. They've added a friend system in the game now. So friends you can trade Pokemon with, which I actually haven't done. Despite how much me and my wife play Pokemon Go, we have not traded yet. Not even out of curiosity. It's just we don't have a free second, especially now. So, but you can also team up with them for bonuses for raid or gym battles. We have the max tier friendships, which is 4-heart friendship. You increase your friendship by sending gifts to each other. I think we maxed out maybe about a month ago, but we haven't seen how that affects the gym and raid battles. That's not something we really do. So
I don't like raiding at all.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Yep, haven't done it. I haven't done a gym battle since, oh man, probably since the first summer the game came out. It's also not something I do all that often. So
yeah, for reference, the gym battles, there's certain Pokestops throughout the real world that you can stop to, and if it's split into 3 teams, so there's yellow team, I can't remember the names, it's like Instinct, Mystic, and
I'm drawing a blank on the third one, the red one.
Yeah, I can't remember the red one either. I'm Mystic, so red was always the arch rival of me. So,
Yeah.
so basically, how it works is you command that Pokestop, and you get bonuses like coins for that. So you can, if you see another team has it, you do a very crappy Pokemon battle by tapping the screen. And if you hold the screen, you do a charged attack. If your Pokemon has a higher CP, combat power, it takes it down, and yeah, that's how it works. And you can retake the gym. Raid battles are a little bit harder. They're kind of there's like a egg that spawns at these gyms or Pokestops, and when it's there, a Pokemon comes out, and a group of people gather there, and they have all their Pokemons, and they try to whittle down its CP until it faints, and then you can try and catch it.
Okay. Very nice. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with that. Not something I do that often. I should try it because it's been a while.
I want to do it because one of my favorite Gen 4 Pokemon, Shinx, is a raid battle, and I really want a Shinx, but they really kind of blocked me off from trying to get it, especially in the Northeast where it's cold right now. Like have almost zero interest going outside to do a raid battle.
Yeah, most of mine is done either at home or in the car. Not while I'm driving, but my wife and I will go over to the local college and drive around. I'll drive around and she'll do the Pokestops to get Pokeballs and the gifts too, which is another part on the friends thing I mentioned briefly before. But you can get gifts from Pokestops. When you send it to a friend, it says where it's from, which is kind of a neat little feature. There's the picture of what it is that the Pokestop is. And then from there you get Pokeballs, some berries for the Pokemon Stardust, and you also get like special 7K eggs that you can hatch. So that's kind of cool. We've enjoyed that quite a bit. Buddy system is next, so you can have a Pokemon, anyone that you've caught assigned as your buddy, and as you walk, you earn candies for your buddy, which is nice. So I'm still trying to get my starter Pokemon evolved all the way to it was a Charmander, now it's a Charmeleon. I'm trying to get it all the way up to Charizard, and it's the very first one I picked. I never transferred him like a lot of people did. So I think it's a 90 combat power Charmeleon, which is not very good. But I don't battle that much, so.
Yeah, the combat power is something I don't really care about either because I have, as I said, very little interest in raiding or doing gym stuff. If I can get a gym easily and quickly, I'll do it. But other than that, I won't bother.
Yeah, agreed. One of the bigger things they added into the game is field and special research projects that you can do. So this is essentially Pokemon Go's quest system. So if there's field research, I'll actually bring my app up to help me explain this while I'm talking about it. So you get 3 different tasks you have to complete. And you get these from Pokestops, so you can have 3 at a time. If it's something like whenever I get one that's like complete a raid battle or win a raid battle or win a gym battle, I always just delete that one because I know I'm not going to do it. But it's a random things. Like one of them was throw 2 great throws in a row. Some of them are just catch Pokemon. Some are catch certain types of Pokemon. So the ones I have right now, I only have 2. It's a Johto Festival one where I have to catch 3 Sunkern, which I have 2 of right now. And then the other task I have is to evolve 2 Anoriths, which I've done 1 so far. And then my 3rd one's blank because I keep getting ones I know I'll never complete. And once you get 7 of those, you unlock something. I've done this once. It was a while ago, and I don't remember what the reward was, but I feel like I got a good Pokemon from it. It might even be the legendary Pokemon that I have that I got from doing the research progress thing.
Yeah, you can get. I know when it first launched, you can get Mew through it. Is kind of what they did. You had to complete all of the tasks. Some of them are kind of a pain though because it's like do 10 raids, and once again we don't raid. So, yeah, that kind of is a hindrance on doing them, but sometimes we won't get the rewards because of that. But it's a
Whoa.
Jesus,
which,
Murphy.
That was Pokemon Go. What the heck?
Yes,
Tons of Pokemon
but
just spawned.
is your house kind of a hotbed now?
Not as much as our old house, but
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I got nothing here, unfortunately. So I have to. I only do it when I'm at school usually.
okay.
But yeah, that's the special
So that's
quest thing.
the field research. There's also special research projects, which you can have multiple at the same time. I've got 3 that I'm working on right now, which I'm relaunching my app, and I'll read off here. So I have a mythical discovery. I'm not sure where I got this, but these are like more community or holiday events that they do that you can earn special rewards for. So I'm on these are also multi-tiered. I'm on the 3rd step of 8 for mythical discovery. I completed the first task. The second task is battle in a gym 2 times, and then the other one's battle in 2 raids. I'll probably be able to do that. These you can't delete the steps for. You just have to do it. The second one is a spooky message, which was the Halloween one. So I have to catch 10 dark type Pokemon. I've got to spin 8 Pokestops that I haven't visited before. And then I have to catch 108 Pokemon. And I'm on step 2 out of 3 for that one. And then my other one is the Pokemon Let's Go event for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. It's to get Meltan.
Oh yeah.
So I have to catch a Ditto. I've got to win 2 gym battles, and then I have to battle in 2 raids. And every time you complete a step for that, you get experience. And then when you complete the whole level, you get rewards, and then move on to the next level. So, and it obviously increases in difficulty as you get higher. So, yeah. But yeah, I that was I actually started playing again a lot more once that thing popped into the game, because it was something more interesting than just catching Pokemon. It's unlocking things. It's cool, like I said, cool community events and holiday events. So
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed that part of the game. I kind of had stopped playing it for a while until that feature got pushed.
Yeah, I mean, community events and kind of themed Pokemon that come out, like they'll do an electric event, is really, really helpful because, you know, before it was mainly like normal type Pokemon, so we'd see just like a ton of Rattata, Pidgeys, stuff like that, like the more boring Pokemon.
Yeah.
But now it's like, wow, the fire events going on, like there's a ton of Cyndaquils out here, or Charmanders, or fill in the blank. So it's kind of nice because now I can kind of check out a little bit if there's not an event and I'm getting the same Pokemon around, so I don't have to really check it as often. But when an event goes out, I can go crazy catching a bunch of Pokemon.
Yes. To piggyback off of that, they also added in weather effects.
Yeah.
So the type of weather you're having wherever you are, affects the Pokemon that are available. Certain Pokemon are more powerful with certain weather. So, like, for example, right now it's cloudy here. It's always cloudy here, so this is probably the boosts that you get most of the time. So fairy, fighting, and poison Pokemon are more prevalent, also more powerful. So, and it's different based on whatever weather event is happening, whether it's rain or snow or clear or foggy. I've seen on there. Windy is on there too. So, that helps with the spawning of different types of Pokemon, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I like that feature a lot, because once again, it adds another layer of different Pokemon that you can catch at any given time.
Yeah.
As opposed to being stuck with getting all the same Pokemon.
Getting a lot of the lame Generation 1 Pokemon.
Yeah, because Generation 1's been out for so long at this point, so you kind of want to catch the newer stuff at this point.
Yeah, definitely. And then the last feature, and this one for me was a game changer. It's Adventure Sync. Are you familiar with Adventure Sync, Will?
I actually have not.
Okay.
I might know what it is. You might need to explain it, though.
Yeah, so this was by far the most beneficial feature they've added to the game. So what it does is it logs your steps without needing to have the app open. So until this came out, you needed to have the app open whenever you walked to have your steps count towards hatching eggs or collecting candies for your Pokemon. Now it uses iOS's Health Kit or Android's Google Fit, and it tracks that information and syncs it up with the game. So it's counting your steps all the time.
So no, I did not know this was a thing.
Yes,
actually.
which has been huge for me. I've actually started hatching eggs on a regular basis, and I started getting more candies for my buddy on a much more regular basis, because you don't have to have the app open, which is fantastic, or you don't have to have Pokemon Go Plus, which is also nice. So
yeah, that's incredible. I had no idea.
Yeah,
that was a thing.
Yep, total game changer. I think that's also been a very well received update, because I don't think a lot of people had the Pokemon Go Plus, and if they did, they probably used it when it first came out, and not so much now, But now it just counts all your steps, all your activity. You get rewards too based on how far you walked. So I think the tiers for now are 5 kilometers, 25 kilometers, and 50 kilometers.
Yeah.
Last week I was really close to 25 because I moved. So I had 15,000 steps on Friday, which is way more than I usually get. So that helped add to my distance by quite a bit.
Yeah. I had something I was going to add, and I don't remember what it was now.
It is an option you have to turn on in the game. So, Will, if you want to get benefits from it, launch the game. Turn it. I don't know if it'll ask you to do it, but it's in the settings. It's just called Adventure Sync. It'll sync with your iOS home kit. Is that what it was called? Health kit.
Health kit, yeah. So, all right, I'm gonna actually turn that on right now.
There's no reason not to. It also alerts you like when your buddy finds a candy or when an egg is about to hatch. So you can, open it up, see what it is, and then get another egg incubating.
Which the best way to actually incubate eggs actually is by going out on walks. So now that I can't do that, and it can do this at work, I think that's going to be huge for me.
Yeah, I'm sure you log a lot of steps at work.
Definitely.
So that's going to be huge for you. And then last but not least, this is not a feature that's in the game yet, but it's supposedly coming this month, and that's player battles. I have no idea how these are going to work, but I'm very interested to see it.
I can actually break it down for you.
Yeah, do it.
So you select a team of Pokemon that'll be able to execute both their fast and charge attack moves. So you get kind of a team of 3 Pokemon, and it's kind of structured up to 3 different leagues. So you'll participate either in the Great League, which is the max CP per Pokemon is 1,500, the Ultra League, which the max CP is 2,500, and the Master League has no CP limit. So from there, you kind of choose your team of Pokemon, and you'll be able to use Stardust and Candy to unlock a bonus to your charge attack for your Pokemon. And you both tap the screen like you would kind of when you're battling a gym, and the best Pokemon wins.
Yeah, see, I feel like the next thing they need to do is revitalize or revamp the battling system. Because
I think it's bad.
Yeah,
right?
Tapping on the screen is just not interesting. What they should do is have almost like the buttons on HQ, and have them be on timers, like so you tap the ones you want to use when you want to use it, but have the 4 different moves like Pokemon are supposed to have, and just have them on cooldown timers like a MMORPG kinda. I think that would be a lot more interesting. It's tapping and engaging.
Yep.
I just had $1 million idea, didn't I?
So that's literally exactly how I think it should work.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be worth, having the battle system like this. Could be wrong, though. It could be awesome. One thing to note for it is you do need to, there's a battle code that you have to scan that's associated with everybody's account, and you have to be in the same area. So,
right.
To initiate trainer battles, Ultra Friends and Best Friends can challenge each other from any distance, apparently, though, I guess is what's noted from the developer. So,
okay,
that's another thing to note with it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The last thing we wanted to cover, and actually one of the reasons why we want to do this too, is there is a way to connect your Pokemon Go with your Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. So, Will, why don't you break down how that's done?
Yeah, so you have to, for starters, you have to, in the game, Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee, there's these things called Pokemon Go Parks. So what they are is there's a town called Fuchsia City, and this is where the Go Parks are in the game. So you have to make it to that point in the game. But once you get to there, your Pokemon will have these things called the Go Parks. So you go into your Pokemon Go app, you tap the Pokeball icon. Oh, I'm sorry. You press first. You have to be in the game, so you press the X button to open the main menu, and then press the Y button to bring up your options. You select Open Pokemon Go settings. Then you'll see there would be a Would you like to pair your game with your Pokemon Go account, or however it's worded. You select yes. So then the trainer ID will pop up, and if you'd like to pair it, once again click yes, and then once you do that, your account is paired. So from there, to transfer your Pokemon from your device, you tap the Pokeball icon, tap the Pokemon that you want, and then you get to select the Pokemon you want to send. You'll get a message that pops up saying, "Do you want to send this Pokemon over to your Nintendo Switch?" You pick yes, and then it'll be like, Are you sure?" Once you do that, you can't send it back to Pokemon Go. So. Basically, once you send a Pokemon over that you want, you kind of won't have it in your mobile game anymore. It'll be on your Switch.
Interesting. Do you get candies for transferring?
Yeah, so I don't know exactly how it works because in the app there's CP and then in the game there's levels, so I don't know what that translates to. There's the Pokemon love candies in this. It says so the different kind of candies has a different effect. So if you give like Pikachu a quick candy, it'll increase its speed stat. So you can use the candies to increase its different stats. Yeah, you can send the Alola versions of Pokemon into your game. So the Alola is the Gen 7 Pokemon. In Generation 7, they have a thing called the Alolan versions of Pokemon, and it's the Generation 1 Pokemon have a different variant. So, for example, Vulpix, who's a Fire Fox Pokemon, is actually an Ice Fox instead of Fire. So you can send that over and use that on your team. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so the Alolan versions are available, and that's how you would do it. So
nice.
That's how the compatibility works.
Okay. Yeah, I look forward to messing around with that a little bit.
Me too.
So, all right. Any other thoughts on Pokemon Go? Now's the time to jump in if you haven't played it in a while, at least to experience some of the new features. If you're on Android too, way to fund your Pokemon Ball purchases if you need to purchase them, like I do occasionally. If you get the Google Rewards app, you take surveys every now and again, and it gives you Google Play credit, which I use to buy Pokeballs. So, just a tip there for you.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it's definitely evolved into a interesting, at the very least, mobile game. So
a much better game, definitely.
Yeah, than when it first came out.
And I liked it when it first came out a lot.
Yeah.
Me and Corey even launched a podcast about it.
Yeah.
I kind of lost interest really quick when the winter hit. So
yeah,
it's done a good job kind of keeping my interest. I don't play it as much as I would like to some of the time. I check in on events, like I said, but other than that, like I bounce around between playing a bunch and not playing a bunch.
Right. Yeah, and like you said, up here, this time of the year, it's frigid and cloudy and miserable and damp, and it's awful. So we don't go outside much this time of the year. So as I said, anytime I play, it's from home or from the car. But now, like I said, any steps that I get will go towards hatching eggs and candies for my Pokemon. So it's definitely beneficial. So, yeah. That's probably it for Pokemon Go. Let's get into Nibblebits, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I've got a couple I'll get started. The first one is that Nintendo is telling Smash fans to watch the Game Awards tomorrow.
Yeah, so
nobody knows what that means. Go ahead, Will. I think you have a little more information on that.
I had that same Nibblebit.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know what it is. I'm wondering because the game is leaked online and there doesn't seem to be. I also haven't really watched closely that there's something crazy in there that nobody got announced. There is, however, a
A day one patch. That might be the
So
interesting thing. They might have done that on purpose to protect themselves from that sort of thing happening, because that happens all the time now, even in Nintendo, which is crazy.
So a couple of theories I have is maybe there's another character that they didn't. That's really wishful thinking. I don't know if that is going to be a thing. My other thought is we get some info on some of the DLC characters that are going to be coming.
Yeah.
So I feel like the optimist in me thinks maybe it's another character, that would be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
If that tomorrow they're like, hey, guess what? Here's Waluigi, and people lose their minds. But or it'd be really funny if Sakurai came out onto the stage and said, it'll never be Waluigi, and that's it.
Yeah. Just as a giant troll attempt.
I would love that. And, he's been known to do that. So I'm very, very interested to see what'll happen, because guess what? I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm intrigued at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons why we're having the episode tonight is because the Game Awards are tomorrow, and I always have to watch them later, and it's hard to watch them later than when they're live. So that's part of the reason why we're having our episode Wednesday night. I feel like Jeff Keighley does it on purpose just to spite us.
Yep.
So jokes on him. We're having our episode Wednesday this time around.
Got ahead of him on this one.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll say my guess is going to be announcement on the DLC characters, so I don't get my hopes up. But
right.
Could be anything. No idea. It would be crazy if it's a new character.
Yeah. I saw on Reddit a lot of people are hoping for an announcement for Metroid Prime trilogy, remastered trilogy.
Now, when they say from the Smash account, we have something for you, is that them from Nintendo saying that, like, we have a Nintendo announcement, or is it a Smash announcement?
It was for Smash fans to watch the Game Awards. So
that really could be anything then.
Yeah. It really could.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know then.
Yeah. So yeah, there was that. That was the main thing I wanted to cover. As I said, partly because we decided to record a day early so we could watch the Game Awards live. The next one is, don't know if you heard about this one, Will, but Starbreeze, which is based in Sweden, their offices were raided. They took computers and documents, and then one person was arrested for insider trading.
Is that how they funded everything?
I don't know. So this is a quote from the article on GameSpot. It says, this morning officials from the Swedish Economic Crime Authority raided the offices of Starbreeze in Stockholm. One person was arrested and items were seized. The raid is part of an ongoing investigation involving suspected insider trading. The identity of the detained person was not disclosed, nor further specifics about the charges against this person. So that's interesting.
Is it insider trading really worth being raided? Like, you're making it seem like it's a drug ring.
Yeah, I mean, it's frowned upon only because of the damage it can do to the economy, to the whole economy. Especially not so much Starbreeze, but bigger companies that do that can really screw over an economy. That's
true. Okay, good point. Now, Starbreeze, what did they even make? I don't even have any idea.
So Starbreeze was doing. They did the bad Walking Dead game.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Payday 2.
Oh, yeah.
Overkill's The Walking Dead.
Okay.
So those are their properties. I'm sure they've done other things, but that's kind of
Payday's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I've heard good things about Payday. I've never actually played it myself. I know that Walking Dead game was universally hated, right?
Yeah, I heard it's hot trash. So, not surprising. None of the Walking Dead games, other than the Telltale one, has been good.
Yeah. Go ahead, Will, if you have any bits.
Yeah, so I got Firewatch is coming to the Switch very soon. Very soon, as in December 17th. So we don't have much longer for that. I think that's a good Switch game. There's that one. Bethesda detailed its full patch for Fallout 76, which came out yesterday, and they said it's going to take a lot more patches in this game. So they detailed everything. I have no context for it, but stuff like balancing PvP, stability, camp and stash mechanics are all in here. Perks, all that fun stuff. I also read that their store got breached or something and customer information got leaked. So
yeah, so apparently when you were people that submitted tickets for the nylon bag thing had access to customer records and had the ability to like close support tickets. I have no idea how that happened, but it happened. So
see, the thing with this game being under the spotlight like it is, it's getting hit extra hard.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for people who are hating on Bethesda right now to notice this and exploit it and kind of pile onto them. Because I doubt anybody realized that beforehand, before this all happened. So
yeah,
it's not right that it happens, but because it's in the spotlight, that's kind of the reason why it did get exposed. So
right.
Clean it up, Bethesda. Jeez.
Clean it up.
And last but not least, the Overwatch Winter Wonderland event is beginning next week. I will unfortunately be playing Smash, so I probably won't even bother with this. But they're doing some cool things, like the Blizzard World map is getting a makeover. It's a little bit more seasonal, and then there's going to be new skins, like Yeti Winston, which is super cool. There is also Nutcracker Zenyatta, who is one of my favorite characters, so that's pretty funny costume idea. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming from Overwatch. I want to play Overwatch again, actually.
Yeah, I every now and again I have the hankering to do the Mystery Heroes.
Yeah.
Because of how unbelievably fun that is. That's a game I love and I would love to play more. It's just the time consuming factor.
If we could get a group of us to play like every couple of weeks, I think it'd be a lot of fun. I don't know how much interest I have playing it by myself at this point.
Same here. Although I have played a little bit of Mystery Heroes by myself. And it is fun, but it's definitely more fun to play. I'm sure Eric, if we texted Eric one of these nights and said, hey, you want to play Overwatch? I'm sure he would jump on and play Overwatch. So
yeah, he probably would.
I don't think Corey ended up getting it for PC.
I think I got him a beta code and he hated it. Which, I don't know how he hated it, but...
Yeah. I mean, you can hate the salt, but there's not any salt in the Mystery Heroes mode.
No,
because everyone's playing bad heroes.
Yeah, nobody knows what they're doing, which is the fun part of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, for rookie camp, one of the games I'm going to have the wife play is Overwatch at some point, and it's going to be the Mystery Heroes thing. I don't know when that's going to be, but it's on the list.
That's going to be a good video.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have her do some of the practice first. I'll have her pick a character and kind of learn how the character plays, and then go into Mystery Heroes.
Slip it on her.
Yeah, we're a little bit behind on rookie camp because of how crazy things have been, but
how dare you move and get behind?
I know. We would like to have one. We'd like to do one for Sunday, so we'll see how that goes. Where were we? Oh, yeah. I always like when games do the holiday events. One of my favorite things ever was the Guild Wars 2 Christmas stuff. It was so fun. It was a bunch of side missions and a bunch of fun mini games that people goofed around at, snowball fights and stuff like. It was a blast.
Yeah, that's really cool. Stuff. I feel like MMORPGs are the only ones that even bother to do it anymore. Obviously, Overwatch is doing it. Blizzard's kind of known for doing this sort of thing, but like games like Destiny, which is essentially an MMORPG, does it.
Yeah.
Guild Wars had done it. World of Warcraft does it. All of those games do it, but I don't ever see updates for like Far Cry. Which, by the way, we're getting a new Far Cry announcement tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. I'm intrigued. You know what I would like to see? I would like to see a Ubisoft developed Fallout game.
That would be interesting.
Far Cry gameplay. Fallout universe.
Fallout
because
universe.
apparently there's a nuke going off in the background, which made me think Fallout.
Well, what
It's a
from
pipe
what
dream,
I've
but
read, what I've read online is that they're doing a Fallout 76 version, but with Far Cry.
okay, that's
So I
interesting.
guess it's following that vein.
Kind of online
Um, yeah,
survival.
online survival, hopefully better.
Yeah.
Is it weird that we have more faith in Ubisoft to come through making a game than Bethesda?
Well, I mean, Far Cry, like, say what you want about the story, but it plays nicely. Like, it does what it's supposed to. The gunplay feels good. That was never the case with Fallout ever.
No, yeah,
It
that's
was
true.
it was okay and acceptable in Fallout 4, but you still needed the VATS for a lot of it.
The only thing that I think Bethesda still does well is world building.
Yeah,
After that, I don't think they do very much that's great anymore.
yeah.
So, but yeah,
Um, oh, I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to bring up. Doesn't matter. Let's move on. How was your week, Will?
pretty good. Not too awful much to talk about. We got the Smash weekend coming up. I'm excited for that. I kind of want to hear about the house, Dan. I've been there, so I can
Yeah.
talk about it too. But you have way more stories about that, so I'll just toss it over to you.
Yeah, so we closed on the house on Friday morning, 9 to 10. 10 o'clock, I brought over the first load of stuff. Moved all day Friday. I had the help of our uncle, who was a great help. He helped me all day. My friend and boss also helped move the heavy stuff, especially like the couch that Will helped me move upstairs in the old house a few months ago. So yeah, we got all the major stuff in, enough to sleep in the house on Friday, and enough stuff. We had hosted my daughter's birthday party, her 5th birthday party at the house on Saturday, which meant having family and people over and preparing food and all that stuff. And we had planned on Sunday, like all day, moving again. But my son came down with a severe illness. So we haven't done really any moving other than a few things here and
Oof.
there since Friday, a little bit Saturday, a few loads here and there where we can. But he's got bronchitis, and it's
Oh,
causing so much phlegm that it's making him barf. So he's done nothing for the most part. Today he was a little bit better, but for the past 3 days or whatever, he's done nothing but sleep, cry, and barf. So yeah, but we really like the house. It's probably 3 times the size of our old house, which is crazy to
it,
think about.
it is crazy to see having been in your house for I don't know how long have you been in your old
We
house?
lived in the old house for a little over 9 years.
Okay, I was gonna say around 10 years. So like going to a new location. Wow, is it crazy how
Yeah.
much bigger it is?
Yeah. I mean, just this downstairs alone is probably as big as the basement in this house. The finished part of the basement in this house is as big as the whole upstairs in our old house. So I sectioned off the way it runs. It's like a long ranch house, and the back part of the house that is walkout into like the backyard and a patio is finished. The front half is the mechanicals, and I took there's a fireplace that runs both down here and then upstairs, and I took the section of the basement here for this is gonna be the studio office. It's gonna be I'm gonna have my computer building station over there. This wall here is actually going to get painted green for a green screen, for the rare event that we do streaming or when we record rookie camps, so we can envelop ourselves into whatever game we're playing and not have the stupid square cut out for the webcam. But yeah, so far really really digging it. It's just weird to have so much space. It's very strange. Me and my wife have our own bedroom for the first time in a few years, probably. So we had our bedroom downstairs in the basement in the old house, but it was in the basement. It was a partially finished basement, and it wasn't divided up in any way. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, when I was in it and like I saw the upstairs and I was like, wow, this is bigger than like their other house, the whole house. And then you're like, oh, and let's go downstairs. And then like it just opened up. I was like, holy crap.
And that's really what sold us on the house because we came here to look at it. It was an open house, and I drive on this street from our old house when I was taking the kids to school and picking them up. So I had watched it, but it was out of our price range when it went on sale in May. We went to open house in September, I think it was, and it was in our price range at that point. They had dropped it over the summer. And when we brought the kids here, we looked around upstairs. It was fine. It was about what we expected. But when we came down into the basement, and it's finished and it's super long as the house, and the kids just started running laps, we're like, "Yep, that's what we want." So
Burn some energy off.
yeah. So yeah, we are mostly moved in. We've got to move a bunch of crap out of the old house still. We'll get to that at some point. We've got to paint in here because all the walls are either white or like a creamy off-white color. It's hideous. So, painting's going to be a big thing on our to-do list. So,
yeah, Dan, for your daughter's birthday party, me and Val actually had a long conversation, and I told you off air, but I want to reiterate it for the rest of the podcast fans. Listen to Spitting Chicklets. Please, for the love of God, listen to that podcast.
Yep. My wife's a huge fan. I have not listened yet, other than a few minutes here and there. But yeah, I've enjoyed the couple minutes that I've listened to.
They interviewed Stan Bowman today, which is the GM of the Blackhawks. They asked a couple questions, and then there was a brief pause, and Bissonnette goes, "Wow, this is the part of the interview where we ask about players as wrenches, referring to their wieners."
Yep.
You just get an awkward laugh from Stan Bowman. They're harassing him for burner accounts and stuff like that. Really funny. I recommend everybody, if you're okay with adult humor, listen to that podcast.
Yeah, it's quite good.
So
it's the way my wife talks about it, it gives you a more inside look at what hockey players are like and the culture that you don't get from media interviews, normal media interviews. The players are kind of taught to not have much of a personality for the most part. There's a few exceptions, but yeah, they're told to be quiet and humble, and a lot of them aren't that way actually. They're quite entertaining personalities. So
just like when Austin Matthews talked about how Bissonnette ghosted him for like 4 months.
Oh yeah.
He was supposed to be on the podcast like at the end of last season, and it wasn't until training camp this year because Bissonnette never got back to him.
Nice.
It's just you get a lot of really good stories. Like Alex Goligoski roomed with Ryan Whitney during their time in Pittsburgh. They talked about how they'd just take Ambien and pass out playing NHL against each other. And then like they'd be on the power play. One of them would be on the point with like Letang, and then they would be with Malkin, Crosby, and whoever else, and they would just have Malkin or Crosby screaming at them for screwing the play up.
That's good.
So it's just a lot of really funny stories, and like that's the surface of it, like of all the funny things that they get on topic about. So I highly recommend it. It's been probably the best podcast I've listened to in a while.
Nice. It's getting to be super popular too.
Yeah, no, they're big time now. They're doing 2 episodes a week now, over 2 hours. So like they're really it's on Barstool, so Barstool is what it is, depending on what you think of it. But it's got that type of content. So
nice. Okay, I think that's all I had for my week. Do you have anything else, Will?
Yeah, no, not really.
Okay, let's get into what we played. What'd you play, Will?
So this is gonna be funny. I actually picked up the Reignited trilogy and started playing through it again. So I beat the first. Well, I beat the first game in like 4 hours, and I beat the second game in like 5.5 hours, and I'm on the third game already. So I've just been blitzing through that. But I really haven't played anything. I'm having a hard time with Smash coming out in, I don't know, like 36 hours.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. And I want to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but I don't think I should start that right before Smash comes out. So I'm
Right.
kind of just trying to buy my time until the new Smash Brothers comes out.
Yeah. I actually bought mine today. I pre purchased it through the eShop.
Yeah,
So it was downloading most of the day, not most of the day today, but for a few hours. I don't know. It's probably done at this point, but
that's exact. After this podcast, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm
yeah,
gonna start
'cause
downloading it.
I want to get the extra. You get an extra 300 gold coins, so you get 600 instead of 300, which is essentially $6 off of a eShop game. So that's what I ended up doing. I was gonna get the physical copy, but I'm like, why? I'm not gonna get rid of it, so it'll always be on the system.
Yeah.
So also, I liked your idea, Will, of having it be able to play it at midnight and start unlocking some of the characters right away.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I don't know the best way to unlock them. I've been trying to read online what people are saying. So I don't really know how it's going to be done, but um, I'm going to try my best to unlock them for this weekend. Who knows how far I get by 1 o'clock tomorrow or Friday?
Yeah.
So because that's when I plan on leaving.
Okay. Did you play anything else?
Not really.
All right. The only thing I played was more Octopath Traveler. I actually finished all the stories.
Wow.
Was it early? I woke up early this morning and couldn't fall back asleep, so I was like, I'll go out and play some Octopath. So I finished up Alphen's last story, which I actually didn't think was too bad. It had a interesting, not a twist, but interesting philosophical, not debate, but philosophical problem at the end of it. So that ended up not being as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I've done all the stories. I might try to tackle some of the end game dungeon, but I have completed fully Octopath Traveler. So
A lot of people online say that Alphen's story is their favorite because it's kind of a little bit. They have more philosophical dilemmas in it than the other stories.
Yes, definitely that is the case. I guess I'd never really much liked him as a character, but there is some interesting philosophical issues with his storyline, particularly in the fourth chapter. So I ended up liking it. So that's good.
I got it. Maybe that's what I'll play to bridge the gap.
Yeah, you probably don't have that far to go, right?
I've got Hannes chapter 4, and then I have Alphen, Tressa, Ulbrich, and I'm trying to think of the other character that I have. Oh, Cyrus's chapters 3 and 4.
Oh, so you have a ways to go then.
And I have 76 hours.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I think I beat it at like 77 or 78, all of everything. And then I know you guys talked about some of the battles being difficult, but I really only had trouble with the extra classes ones, and then there was one boss at the end of a story mission that was really hard, or a side quest mission that I couldn't beat. It was like a werewolf.
I can't tell you the amount of times or how many hours I lost getting spanked by the class bosses. Holy crap.
Yeah, see, I tangled with it once, and then if I was like, nah, just move on. Because I wanted to finish the stories, so.
Yeah, the Ruin Blade or whatever, Ruin Lord, was probably one of the harder JRPG boss fights I've had. That would be it was like a 40 or 50-minute fight, and then like you would lose on the last couple hit points because you can tell when they're almost dead, and like you see their name in red, and you're like, I'm almost there, and then he just pulls off some combo and crushes everybody.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
I just want to finish Hollow Knight too and play Dead Cells.
Yep, there's no end in sight for games to play.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun end of the year for me trying to get everything in.
Yeah, I've got a couple things I should try to finish off too, but I guess we will see. I don't believe we got any feedback. I actually posted the thing like super late. Is this from today? Oh no, that was from 6 days ago. No feedback. I do have to send. Tate told me which game he wants, so I will send that out hopefully today. I think I have to. Do I have to send Jake one too? Maybe, I don't know. But I will get caught up on that as soon as possible. As I said, we've got a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. So, yeah, that's everything, I think.
And that's it, huh?
Yeah, a shortish episode. Next week, I can say without question, we will be covering Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Corey and Eric are likely going to be on.
We're still negotiating on their contracts, but it seems like we'll have them.
They're demanding more money, basically.
Well, I have Corey's contract, and there's no money stipulation in it.
That's true.
So
yeah, he wanted
Eric is
pay per appearance.
Exactly. Eric can request that because he's currently not under contract. His expired, and that's why he took a leave.
Gotcha.
So,
Will, our agent, to sign contracts.
Yeah, I like to think I'm the general manager.
I like it. So yeah, that'll be next week, most likely Thursday, back to normal recording day. But we'll let you know for sure as soon as we find out. I think that's everything, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, that'll do it for episode 385 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
And I'm Will.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement.